Hello and welcome to another episode of Panzer Corps, and this time it's a very new format I'm doing. I plan to do, well, kind of a map breakdown of all the Panzer Corps multiplayer maps together with Goose 2. So we have to battle out all those maps, and this time we're going to talk about the Frozen North, and this is taken from the quarterfinals of the Slitherine Tournament. And yeah, you maybe know me, I am very well versed in single player and just started to do multiplayer. So I'm not an absolute pro at single player, at least not now, but Goose is. So I think together we can give you a lot of input and at least, well, outfit you with the basics to prevail on all the multiplayer maps. And yeah, so without further ado, I think let's go into it. Let's switch to the map and, well, talk a little bit about strategic situation on the Frozen North. You have quite a lot of prestige. You get 475 prestige income per turn. That sounds a lot, but honestly, it isn't. You will struggle to keep all your units at full strengths, but it's doable. But prestige conservation is one of the key concepts in multiplayer. So you never ever want to, well, be in a situation where you can't afford to rebuy units or even get them back to full strengths. So that's much more important than in single player. 27 turns, so it's a very long game, and we have snow and bad weather almost all the time, so you can basically skip the Air Force in this game. And generally in multiplayer, most people skip the Air Force because, yeah, it's easy to counter with anti-aircraft cannons, which are cheap. Planes usually are expensive. That brings us back to prestige management. You can't use them all the time because of bad weather. And having another heavy tank, for example, is, yeah, most of the time simply more effective. But let's get back to this map. It's a long map, very short distance from left to right, and this leaves you with some strategic options in the beginning. You will see in a minute Goose opted here to form a Schwerpunkt or a strong point up in the north and tried to smash my northern and center forces and then push downwards. That's one thing you can do, but you will notice you have 4 victory points in the south, so you could as well deploy all your units in the south and try to grab those 4 and just hold the line. You only have to take 4 victory locations in order to win. So yeah, you can't do everything at all. So spreading your forces out equally will definitely get you crushed because, yeah, most important is to form some kind of strong points. So Goose, strong point here, and you will see in a minute what he does. I will talk about my strategy going into this once we are on my side, and I've never done a format like this, so feel free to ask in the comments or on the YouTube comments. I will try to answer all your questions. And hi Danny. And yeah, the most difficult thing will be to stop the game because the pause button doesn't work all too well. So enough talking, let's see what Goose can offer here. I think the game is going. Yeah, quick advances with all of his units. And we already see I pretty much expected a major push around this line, and I know that Goose is a very aggressive player, so I was well prepared for that, and he might get trapped here. We will see about that. Up in the north, yeah, push is coming. In the south, there's not much happening. He's trying to defend his tanks. Pulls ahead his fleet, and I fully expected that as well. You will see in a minute. So for the start, this went very well for me. So let's take a look what I am seeing at the moment. We see apparently everything. So that's good. So a ton of mountain units here, and that is going to cause some issues. A ton of armored units here, that is going to cause some issues. And a very strong force here in the center, and some forces around here. Okay, so that's the first time I'm seeing that as well. So that's very interesting for me as well. So let's switch to the German side. Wow. One moment. Apparently we are seeing this whole game from the Soviet side. So you can't... Normally in replays, I think it switches sides, but well, it's fine with me. So let's watch this from Goose perspective. I don't know if I can change that. I will have to look that up, but I don't think so. No. So his forces here are getting trapped because I put strong units. Well, then let's talk about a little bit about my deployment as well. I know what I did, so that's not the problem. I decided to form a huge strong point here in the north as well, and in the center, and left the south pretty much unguarded. So we pretty much mirrored our strategies here. Of course, we didn't know about that, but it's completely mirrored. And what I wanted to do as well, I expected a push from Goose, so I put strong armored units here, waiting in ambush. Once he comes in range, I will try to pound him. Same thing here. And once I have hold this position, my plan was to push upwards and meet Goose here and pretty much protect Junction City for a win there. So hold my 3 objectives and keep a Junction City and tie my forces to me and lock them down in a death battle so he can't do anything, and take away his initiative. So that was my plan, and obviously destroy his fleet just to control the southern area and have vision on his forces, block any landing craft. So that at least was my battle plan. But let's see. I'm about to ambush his forces here. That worked out brilliantly. Well, at least for the start. So first tank down. That's always a good sign. And well, I'm sorry, but this replay is a little bit tricky to command because all is happening very quickly. The pause doesn't work and the screens block your sight. So let's see. Counter strike here. His two... No. Actually, for now, he didn't get my Panzer IV. He just pushed it back. I took Junction City, and well, we'll have a very hard time holding it. So if we take a look at the strategic situation, Goose has a strong force pushing in here in, well, in this connecting line between my two strong points, and that's a big threat I have to counter, because yes, getting separated is never a good idea. So he has two very strong forces linked together and a weaker one here, and I have a weaker one here, a strong one here, and a strong one here, so that's not an ideal situation for me. So yeah, let's go back. Here comes the mountain push. I tried to sneak a mountain unit across here. Well, one simple reason, I didn't know that his Schwerpunkt was going to be here, so my thinking was this mountain unit could provide some vision if he's moving here, and later on sneak in and maybe grab force layer by surprise by fielding more mountain units. But that's, well, basically the same thing that Goose did. So yeah, here comes his push. Like I said, I completely expected that. Stopping that scout car, I expect that as well. Well, I don't know what's happening. This is so weird. Well, he's still moving apparently, doing a lot of back and forth. I'm sorry, this will be a pain to watch, but I don't know what he's doing. He is clicking around like crazy, obviously, trying to assess the situation. So well, he is not in a great spot at the moment, so he's thinking a lot, I think. But for the next playthroughs we are going to do, I think I will ask him not to move around that much on the screen, and I honestly don't know what he's doing. Or maybe this replay is broken, I have no idea. Well, I think I will skip this turn and let's take a look what he was doing. Pulling back here, I think that's better. Attacking with his force, forcing me out of Junction City, destroying the unit, destroying this Panzer IV, and in the north he destroyed my mountain infantry. And let's resume the game again and watch my turn. I'm trying to get rid of his strong attacking force here. Sending in some armored units I pulled down just to hold the situation, getting rid of another unit, that's absolutely key. Forming a defensive line here and moving all my units to the north. that's very important because I have to form a defensive line around Junction City. And I have to destroy the push he is sending my way. And now it correctly switched the view. No, it didn't. We still are on goose vision. But anyways, pulled down my forces, tried to destroy this armored force in the center. There's basically this Su-100 in my way. If I get rid of it, he is, well, in dire straits around here, because those two are no match for my big dogs here. Getting rid of another tank. And, well, this now is big trouble for me. The Tiger should do, I think, around 6 damage to this SU and take maybe 1. It ended up to be a 4-4, and that already completely changes the situation. From me powering him, I am now in a risk of losing this Tiger too, and the very least I'm going to lose is a lot of time, because I have to pull back, resupply him, and then I can go back into action. So it will take me 3 turns to bring back the Tiger 2. And this is a loss of speed you honestly can't afford here, because in this situation every shot counts. And yeah, so this was a little bit of bad luck, but well, you will run into situations like this. You have to deal with them. Then, knowing there are that many units up in the north, I decided there can't be too much in the south. Maybe pushing with my Panzer IV here is enough. And again, so I'm really not favored by luck on this turn. I tried to get rid of this, well, his IS-2, by the way, got a lot of damage by my mountain infantry, but it didn't help. It did get destroyed, and here you see my own mountain push. Yeah, this Tiger should do 6 damage to the Su-100, and the Jagdtiger should be able to finish up is off easily, but it didn't happen. Don't know why. My rolls were absolutely disastrous. This should have been a kill. So here my fleet lies in ambush. This should be the first destroyer killed. Prediction is doing 3 damage each, but I did, instead of 6 damage, I did 1 damage, so that's not too great as well. Yeah, didn't work out, and that's a problem because his cruisers provide vision. So this was a great turn for Goose, because simply my units failed to... Ah, damn it! What are you doing, Goose? I can't get rid of it. So, one moment. Let's pause again and let's take a look at the situation. Yeah. Nothing happened here. Here I fully knew that I will lose this infantry, but trading the infantry against the tank, I think, is always a good option, and moreover, I knew it would drain this ISU from its ammo. So, well, the plan was this Su-100 out of the fight, and well, it would live, but it would be very much damaged. And my 2 strong units here, this ISU either backed off or I would destroy it next turn, but I can't do that now because, well, my tiger is not able to do anything. So you see, I don't want to blame it on bad luck, but bad rules really can put you in a bad situation. And basically those rolls broke my initiative here in the center. I can't push now, I can't do anything. So yeah, I think in this situation I'm in a really good spot. It exactly went like a planned, but this tiger failed me. That's the main issue. And here those two failed me miserable. This SU should be gone, no way it lives. But yeah, let's watch what Goose is going to do. He has to, well, stabilize his front. And that's another interesting thing. Yeah, watch my fleet getting destroyed in return. I don't have the luck to keep it alive. And let's pause here. And now this is a very bad move by Goose. He leaves his light cruiser exposed. I will be able to find it very easily and yeah, hopefully destroy it, and then despite not being able to destroy this cruiser, I will have the advantage here in the naval battle, and I was pretty confident that I could win the naval battle. So let's take a look here. Yeah, pulling back just to be a little bit more secure, pulling back this ISU, pulling forward this ISU. Yeah, it threatens my front down here, but it's very exposed, and unfortunately I don't have any strong units that can destroy it or threaten it. Here in the center he's trying to stabilize, and here's pulling back a little bit just to yeah, keep me from crushing him. And yeah, this IS is vulnerable here in the center, but I honestly can't do anything about it because yeah, I really can't reach it, and I don't have the pushing power to go through with it. Well, I have to click on those things, okay. And well, and here's another thing that happened. This tiger, I completely misclicked. So he moved without doing anything, and that's another issue here. So I couldn't get rid of this SU-85. My plan was to shoot it down with those two, but it didn't work like planned. And now this setup isn't ideal as well because yeah, they're not forming a proper front line. So this leaves the Jagd Tiger exposed. It can be attacked from 4 hexes. So that's not a good sign. And here I wanted to, well, at least get rid of some of his mountain units, and attacking the IS-2 seems tempting, but I checked. But yeah, it has extreme amounts of close defense, so there's no way I can power that down, and I don't have enough units to really threaten it, and with all those units in the back here, there's nothing I can do. So the best thing I can hope here is hold. So pushing forward with those two Gebirgsjägers was a bad idea, but honestly I didn't know that there are that many mountain units in the back, I think. So I was a little bit surprised here. Maybe shouldn't pulled the second one as well, but I still was a little bit angry because I had those bad rolls, I misclicked on my tiger, so it's not going well. But at least I destroyed another unit, and that's an important concept of multiplayer as well. You have to destroy units. Just damaging them doesn't do the trick, because they just will come back at full strength again. You really have to destroy them, and you have to destroy units each turn in order to keep the enemy from buying more expensive units. So you want to force your opponent to constantly reinforce with units of worse quality, and you on the other hand want to preserve your quality. And it's always a good idea to field units. If you have slots open, just buy conscripts and fill the ranks. It's always better to have one more unit than not having it. The only reason you want to save up is if you are close to buying, for example, a tiger and you have to get it, then maybe it's okay not to buy an infantry unit and buy the tiger next turn. But you have to, well, it depends on the situation. So here I want to get back Snowy Village. I have infantry units in the back here. Once again, extremely bad roll on the infantry. Don't know what's going on here. Still not able to... Yeah, now, finally I got rid of this SU, but it took me one more unit. So it should have been destroyed by those two. At least the rolls were telling me this. So having to get this Panther to do it is a very bad situation for me. I still wanted to destroy it just to yeah, gain the upper hand here, because I'm still in a good position. He doesn't have too many big units here, and if I still had this tiger, I could power him down. Just expect this tiger being able to smash into this OT or going down and smash this SU. That would be an ideal situation. But now this Panther is in the swamp in close terrain, and yeah, that's not a great situation. I somehow have to protect him. Yeah, not ideal here. So I pull in my Sturk just to bolster my defenses, and I try to get back Junction City, but I can't reach it. So now I try to destroy this. Well, and again, it should be dead, but my rolls just didn't meet the expectation, and it lives. That's very annoying. But I'm pushing, trying to power down the infantry units that are in my way here. Because if I can at least build up threat around here, that would be very helpful. Okay, I'm clicking like crazy. So let's take a look. He did attack my plane, it barely survived, but like I said, it really doesn't matter too much. What I was doing here, I hoped that he would attack my tiger with his plane. I had an anti-aircraft cannon here in the back just to trap him, but he didn't fall for it. And well, let's see if he can exploit my my situation here. And yeah, those scout cars are absolutely annoying because in the snow they are pretty much indestructible. They are soft targets and very sturdy. You can't. The Germans don't have a single unit that can really damage them. So I personally think they are broken because, well, you can do 3 damage. I think 3 or 4 damage with a Jagdtiger or with a tank. You can do basically the same with a heavy infantry unit, but they're pretty hard to kill. Yeah, so I'm pretty open here. I'm no match for those units. At least he will lose a turn by having to resupply his units. Now his fleet is going back. That's good to see. And more of the scout cars. That's kind of cheating. And with their, well, the problem is with their scout or recon movement, they simply can go in. And even if he puts in the scout car right here, it's doubtful that I would be able to destroy it. I would have to use all my units just to get rid of one of his scout cars. And that's, well, not what you want. Well, he is not concentrating on one front line at the time, so we'll have to make that better for the next time. He is doing a lot of thinking. Sorry, that can't be helped. The only thing I can do is skip his entire turn. But I hope the turn will continue soon. Well. Sorry about that. I can't stop that. I can't even stop the screen from moving, so the only thing we can do is take a look at the strategic situation. Maybe that's helping. So you see at a lot of green units, and now I think something is happening. Nope. But there's still a lot of potential to improve this series. That's for sure. I don't know. Not sure if it does anything. Doesn't look like it, so maybe let's pause and well, let's it doesn't seem to work, so I will explain what's going on. My 2 mountain units here got destroyed. He took a lot of damage, but honestly his small artillery here did a great job. It completely demolished one of my mountain units, and in the snow, that's one hell of a shot. My Vespa here are comparable, and honestly in the snow they do nothing. So this is a hero of the war. He will do work later on and he will get to 2 stars, I think. Then nothing really happened here. We already saw those moves. He moved forward here, threatening my weak spot. I don't have any units in here, so this IS-2 is trouble for me. I'm concentrated down here. He just moved back, couldn't attack my Panther, what I'm very happy about. He concentrated on destroying my Stug. He forced a surrender on it, but it was well worth it because, yeah, saving the Panther here I think was more important. He moved down with his ISU and destroyed my Panzer IV. So that's a huge blow for me down in the south. But at least now I should have the upper hand here. Unfortunately, my Tiger still out of action. So let's see what I can do. Well, I have to get rid of this scout car here. Trying to destroy it, and instead of 4 damage I'm doing 2. And having to use my Tiger here to do the job, and that's a big problem because, well, no, it's not a big problem. He could have attacked the IS, and what I really wanted to do is, no, it's hard. I have to positioning him up here kind of just to prevent those units from steaming in. So this wasn't the deciding thing. Yeah, I want to get back Junction City. Still not really able to destroy any units, and that's another ridiculous rule. You have to a Panther that's not able to do any damage to a 2 strength infantry, that's ridiculous. And the artillery can't kill it either, so I had to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to take it out. And at this rate, you can do nothing. That's well, hi Marcus. But at least now his forces are very weak. I'm replenishing with Volkssturm and Wehrmacht just to keep those conscripts in check. And well, surrounding Snowy Village so he can't reinforce it. So I'm still confident I can hold here in the center because his forces are starting to deplete. Here in the south I'm having a little bit of trouble, but I know he doesn't have too many units here, so I can easily block them on those swampy hexes. My real issue is here in the north. Well, and here comes his push. Wow, big hit. But finally he's having a bad roll as well. Yeah, that doesn't matter too much. Those infantry units are here to delay the enemy, basically. So and again, my Panther, my Jagdtiger does nothing. 1 damage against a suppressed scout car, that's ridiculous. And yeah, now I'm getting powered down. he does a very good job of destroying my units, and well, not really anything I can do to stop him now. So the battle, well, now that was a lucky roll, but it doesn't really help me because I am completely overwhelmed here. And yeah, trying to fight back, trying to destroy this this ISU, but I don't have any units to do it because my Tiger got badly damaged and I have to reinforce him on a hill. That's not a good situation either. Now I did a lot of damage to his tanks, but that's only going to delay the push. I desperately have to hold here in the center. Getting rid of this OT tank would be a good start, but honestly there are too many of his conscripts in the way. I have trouble pushing through. At least yeah, not the greatest shots here. But this was another formidable roll on my side. So I'm going to lose the sea battle after all, but really I can't blame myself for it because yeah, I had 2 capital ships concentrating on one of his capital ships, and I took 5 damage and he took 1 damage, so that's not fair. Nothing I could do here, so I had him trapped. I had singled out his light cruiser, couldn't destroy it. I had singled out his heavy cruiser and couldn't destroy it, so that's a little bit frustrating. And here, well, here I'm still in a decent spot. Now my Tiger is back. In the action I have infantry line holding, but in the north I'm already doomed. Yeah, and they will lose unit after unit here. Don't know why he didn't go for the tank, but that's fine with me. Yeah, and now my link here between my 2 forces is going to break down. He is very clever at not concentrating his forces on Snowdin for the moment. He wants to push in between here and surround my forces from the north and from the south, and this leaves this force dead anyway, so no need to go for it at the moment. At least my Tiger did survive because of that. He could have attacked directly and maybe took out my Tiger here. That was my biggest fear here. But yeah, I'm doomed here anyways. A direct attack maybe would have speed up things for him in the north. Yeah, this is just a very weak force trying to hold here. 5 damage. And now I have to regroup once again. trying to get rid of this ISU in the swamp. So I have to drain ammo here. I'm doing that with all of my forces. That's working out perfectly. But not doing a lot of damage. But at least it's trapped. It can't get out of here. And I have to get rid of those conscripts. And since my tiger lives, and again, not able to destroy it, even with massive... Ah no, now it's down. But it always takes one more unit than expected. Yeah, and the only way you can damage this scout cars is if they are in cities, but that doesn't help me. Again, doing no damage to the ship, almost no damage. So now the sea battle definitely is over. And here comes the push of total destruction. Tiger is more or less trapped. The remainder of my force is getting wiped out here. And these conscripts are really doing good. My ships now will get singled out and destroyed. Freeing up his unit again. But at least I can hold here. And now I have to fight to yeah, keep his units off Snowden. Just to be able to resupply and, well, keep it alive a little longer. Now I think at least one of his big units should go down. Well, 3 damage, that's great. But this time it won't help him, because it can't get out here. And these conscripts are a pain, refusing to die. And yeah, I have to push back those mountain units. Get some breathing space, and yeah, already being surrounded here. I have to be able to... Well, 1 damage is not too great, but at least I didn't take any damage. That was better. But it still isn't enough. And trying to put units adjacent to it, well, again, no chance of damaging this heavy cruiser. This ship was trapped, so it can't move out. And now comes his fleet push. He's trying to free his unit, but it won't help him because I still have more units, more than enough units here. And in the south, it's looking good, so I could regain the initiative down here. Now my connection is completely broken down. I don't know why he didn't go in from the back. That would have put me in severe trouble, I think. So my hope still is that I can destroy the center force here and hope Snowden till the end. Hold Snowden till the end, so that would be a win. So it's not over yet.